Welcome back, everybody, to Pixelated Apocalypse. I am Uberbulge.
Double A Ron.
Westicles.
Big Man Thor H13.
Juicebox.
And today, we are going to talk about video games.
Go figure.
Oh, man.
Who'd have known?
Once we get past
Video
the E3
games?
stuff,
What's that?
yeah, what's a video game? After we get past the E3 stuff we didn't get to last time, I want to get. I got a topic.
Okay, that'll work. Basically, we're gonna real quick. We're just gonna wrap up our E3 wrap up, and finish it off, and then we're gonna talk about some other shit.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up and finish it off. All right.
So, is there any other games
Slap that ass.
that we didn't talk about that you guys are
Hitman.
excited for? Hitman.
I'm a huge
Open world Hitman.
franchise long. I've been a Hitman fan ever since that game came out. I've been just fixated and just encompassed completely by that game. My mind has been because, when it first started, it was shitty, almost pixelated graphics, just way too pixelated for my taste. Graphics. The movement was really Resident Evil bad.
The
at
first
the beginning.
game was hard as
it was, and it was
Agent
hard,
47
and the
was
difficulty
so
was
hard.
so fucking hard.
Yeah.
The first game was hard as hell.
Even Hitman 2, the difficulty
Yeah.
was still pretty brutal.
Yeah, but it was toned down a lot.
But
Yeah,
we
first
got,
it was.
but we got when we got Blood Money, which I think was the first one that hooked the general populace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one where I...
Yeah, Blood Money is where almost everybody got into the series if you didn't play the horrors of 1 and 2. But then the games kept getting better. Blood Money came out, then Contracts came out, and then Absolution came out. And they're just, each one better than the next, in my opinion. And with Absolution, I didn't know where they were going to go from there. Because I was like, this game was Hitman wrapped up in a bow.
Yeah.
In all of what it was supposed to be, that was what Absolution was, for me anyway. Point being, I spent 45 minutes on one level, 22 minutes of which was in one spot, waiting for the fucking guard to leave. But, in a real life situation,
That's how things work.
it's not like Assassin's Creed. You can't just stab a motherfucker in the middle of a fucking big-ass pile of people.
Yeah.
Oh, you could.
And then run up a building.
You
Real
could,
life
but
ain't
it's
like that shit. You're not just gonna stab somebody in broad daylight, get away with it.
Yeah, Agent 47, he doesn't have that.
Yeah,
those
he's
skills.
a badass, but I'm not even gonna say he doesn't have those skills per se. Not anywhere
Not
near
the
as much as they
parkour,
do.
you know.
But he's a top flight assassin.
Yeah.
But you feel like an assassin in these games.
Yeah.
So I had no idea how they were gonna top that in the realness of it. There was a level in Absolution where you're in Little China or something like that.
Yeah,
and you're,
I know
you're
which one you're talking about.
I walked around that level forever trying to figure out how am I going to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's in broad daylight the entire time. He's surrounded by 10 people at all times. How the fuck am I going to kill this guy without killing 10 other people? And probably getting killed myself. So it made me think, and I was like, how are they going to top that? Well, fucking by God, with this new idea, I believe they did.
Yeah. Full
Open
world Hitman.
That sounds really awesome.
Completely, can you imagine just being in this world and Assassin's Creed, I believe it was, had a multiplayer that was pretty much like this, where you're marked for assassination and stuff like that. It's like that, but only instead of those little bitty levels, not little bitty. They were sizable levels, but a whole world of you could be fucking killed at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other kind of game is going to keep you on edge like that the entire time you're playing? I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it looks really good, and again, I'm a big Hitman fan too. Blood Money was obviously my favorite.
Yeah, Blood Money was awesome.
Blood Money, especially at the end,
Yeah.
where he's laying there, and she walks up and puts the silver ballers in his hands,
Right.
and then he just wakes up and you just blah. And that's the final mission. That's great. I loved it.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
Well, and Blood Money, that first level just hooked me.
Yeah.
Immediately. And because it set the tone for the difficulty of the game, which wasn't too bad. but it wasn't too easy.
Right.
You know, and like the missions got a little harder as it went on, but it just set a really good tone for the game as a whole and the franchise because it only went up from there.
Yeah.
Never regressed in my opinion, and it doesn't look like they're going to stop that momentum with this game.
I can't remember. Did we talk about the new Deus Ex?
Briefly.
Briefly. Very briefly.
We didn't really
I think you guys just mentioned
go
it,
into
like
detail. We just mentioned.
kind of mentioned. I'm a huge fan of that franchise.
Yeah.
And so, and especially its Human Revolution was an extremely good entry.
It was a success,
Although
as a whole.
Though at first the boss battles were pretty damn lackluster, to say the least.
To say the least.
The whole game, every encounter you have is all about choice, and then every boss is just to tank it as best you can and shoot him as much as possible.
Yeah, there wasn't really any choice involved. It was
you really
shoot
lost
him in
me.
the face until it dies.
Yeah.
Like,
Come on, guys.
yeah.
But they fixed that with the director's cut and all that, and the endings some people still bitch about, but I don't care.
Well, I'm
overall,
hoping-
I'm just excited for the sequel because I really liked Adam Jensen as a character.
Yeah, he is a good character.
And the world has a lot more potential, too,
Yeah.
than was even used. And now we're getting to see what I'm guessing to be the transition from augmentation being just, new limbs
Starting
and
to
things
take.
like that.
It's starting to become more.
Starting to become into nano machines,
Yeah.
which
Right.
is where the series began.
Yeah.
Right. Which is
Since Human
it's
Revolution
starting-
and Mankind Divided are prequels.
It's
still.
kind of
Yeah,
starting, but it's starting to feel to me like it's instead of it being more of a prequel now, it's starting to feel like more of a reboot, which is good. Which is good.
Well,
it's not a
yeah.
bad
yeah,
thing.
but
They-
think about that combination right there, like prequel and it feels because it is a prequel, but it for a franchise to take because its followers are loyal.
Mm-hmm.
For them to be able to take a prequel and turn it into a reboot without really anybody except for the really educated gamer to be the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
pretty
know
damn
if
good job to
you
me.
can call it a reboot.
I'm
so
not
much
saying
as
it actually
as
is a reboot.
reinvention.
Yeah.
Because it follows the storyline very
Yeah.
accurately from what we knew of before.
Right.
Well,
Like the stuff that happened before I think it's the Liberty Island incident.
right.
Yeah.
Well, like I'm saying, it's not actually a reboot, but it's starting to feel a little bit like a reboot.
No,
Right.
it's just because
you know,
they've been able to innovate so much.
Right, but that's my point. Their innovation, because like I said, their fans are loyal.
Mm.
Like
Yes.
the hardcore Deus Ex fans, they're loyal to that franchise, and
Yeah.
they like what they like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for them to be able to not reimagine the game completely, but to reinvent a lot of the aspects and still keep the loyal fan base,
Yeah.
especially with storytelling,
Yeah.
it masterfully done. And I'm hoping that this sequel that we're getting to Human Revolution is, on point.
Yeah, I
I'm
hope so.
hoping that it's right there.
And I'm seeing a lot of gameplay improvements so far.
Yeah.
Like they showed off something that I've
Do the
liked.
enemies actually look down when you're hiding in a doorway?
I think they do. I don't know. Unconfirmed AI
Yes.
improvement yet. But no, they've done
Unconfirmed
a
is
few
the thing
things.
there, though.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I mean, the shield looks kind of neat. I like the fact that you can actually shoot the blades out of your arms for
Yeah.
stun bombs, detonation, impaling.
Yeah.
That's a good strategic opening. And then they also did this thing where this is something that I've only ever seen before in Crysis. That epic PC destroy your computer if you don't have the highest specs kind of game. Anyway, the feature was that you could actually customize your gun on the fly.
Yeah.
He'll literally just take a look at the gun, swap out pieces, and maybe throw on a new ammo type, attach a flashlight, and then get going again.
Yeah.
In Deus Ex, they're going to let you do that. Exact same thing.
Gonna be
so
exciting.
on the fly, you can customize your gun to the situation.
Which, I mean, if you think
Opens
about
up
that
a lot of
too, like
gameplay
how many times, well, yeah,
Yes.
because think about how many times, because there's most games, like, take Halo, for example,
Yeah.
we're all Halo players for the most part. How fucking infuriating would that game have been without a flashlight function?
Oh my
Right?
God.
Well, think
Right.
about that. Well, and then in some games, especially with going with the realism factor that a lot of people are calling for,
You get a loadout and that's
think
it.
about, you get a loadout.
Yeah.
What if you don't get a loadout with a flashlight? How fucking annoying is that to be stuck in a
It
dark room
really
in a
sucks.
game where you don't have a light option?
Yeah.
That's so...
I've been trapped on those options
Yeah.
before in games.
Yeah, and it's very annoying. So with this particular gameplay facet, it's hopefully going to eliminate that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe not completely, but at least alleviate it to the point where I can manage it And I mean, especially in a game like Deus Ex, where you can walk into a room and you could walk into something you didn't know you were going to walk into.
Awful shit.
Yeah. And, you know, with that kind of adaptability is the best way to put
That's
it.
a good way to put it.
With that
Because
type of
adaptability is a great way to complement choice.
Yeah, which, I mean, if they're going to go, because most games seem to be going the way of choice because that's what gamers want, and for whatever reason now, most game companies are finally, like, really listening. Not just adding one feature that a million people want.
Yeah.
They're actually listening to even the little comments now that people want. So, that can only lead to positive things, that level of adaptability.
Yeah, I'm really excited, especially since they're also deciding to focus again on alternative ammo.
Yeah.
Because that's something the series was known for practically inventing in games, where you could change out your ammos and stuff. But it's kind of been weeded out of the series gradually. But this game showed that they're going to have multiple ammo types you can switch on the fly.
Yeah.
Yet again.
Which other games have proven is a good thing, a la Mass Effect, etc.
Yeah.
You know, you need those different ammo types, especially in some of the battles in Mass Effect. If I wouldn't have had, shredder rounds or something, then
it'll screw you up.
Yeah. So looking forward to those two a lot, actually, because I'm also a big fan of Deus Ex and Hitman. I love that game. Yeah. I could play that game for hours. So. Yeah.
Thor, was there anything big on like PC that you've seen at E3 that you're excited for or anything like that?
I mean, they showed a lot of Heaven's Final Fantasy 14. I just recently got into that, and I'm playing it a little bit, but as of the release of it, which happened recently, you still have to complete all of the story from Final Fantasy 14 and Roman Born to even enter the content of Heavensward.
Really? So if you don't have like a character already ready to go, you can't play the new expansion.
Exactly.
That
But the thing is though, with the expansion, it does unlock a couple new races that you can play, that you can level up. So that is also a really cool thing. So you can kind of play the expansion, but you cannot get to the expansion storyline until you complete the first story.
I have a question because I've heard no input on it whatsoever. Is there anything even remotely substantial to the story of Final Fantasy 13?
I heard it's an actual great story.
Really?
A great story if you just do the story quest and pay attention to the story quest.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but people that enjoy it. They say they love the story.
Right.
The side quests are okay. I mean, they have nothing to do with the story quest, and they just there for filler.
Figures.
But the story quest has an amazing.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'll
story
check it
quest
out
is
someday.
It has really good. Is really good.
Okay.
So one more thing for Thor. Are you going to check out the new expansion for Old Republic when it comes out? Did you even play Old Republic at all?
I did. I played it at launch, and I played maybe about 6 months of it after launch, and I haven't really touched it since.
You gonna check out the expansion?
I
when
might.
It comes out?
I might check it out.
Because it looks interesting. It actually does. If you watch the trailer for it on E3,
you know
it
what
looks neat.
The thing about Star Wars, and I think we can all agree on this, because whether we played the video games or watched the movies, which I know most of us have done both. I don't believe there's an installment of game or movie or otherwise. I mean, books, no. But as far as like watchable or playable media is concerned, I don't believe there's an installment of Star Wars I haven't seen or played.
Well, like the new Star Wars expansion, like where it picks up at, like it ends after the war between the Jedi and the Sith.
Yeah.
And the first one, and then you're going against like a whole nother empire that's coming in.
Well, see, that's exactly it. That's what I was going to say. The thing about Star Wars is that you have to have story.
Yeah.
It has to happen. You can't just drop someone in the middle of a conflict in Star Wars with no information and expect any good things to come out of that.
Right.
Like, there was a game before there was KOTOR.
Oh my God, Knights of the Old Republic.
Amazing games.
Okay, before those there was Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah.
Which was exactly that. Pick a character dropped in the middle of a fucking space conflict with barely any information at all, and you're just supposed to shoot people with red above their name. Like, it just,
That's basically the Star Wars tutorial. Oh, you created a character? Here you go. This is where you're starting. Shoot at that guy.
Shoot at that guy. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
So, we know, at least from that experience, that it just doesn't fucking work that way. We need story with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Everything's got a fucking purpose, and I need to know that fucking purpose before I move on.
Well,
So I hope for their sake that with this expansion, because I know that with the core game, story was pretty heavy,
yeah.
and it needs to
I've
be
heard,
that way.
and I'm glad.
So, from what I've played, and I played probably about 4 months after launch,
I've given like a level 14 character, and everything I've
Yeah.
seen is just
been great.
very good. Actually,
Yeah, it's been actually pretty great.
I love
It's,
the bounty hunter storyline. That's basically all I played. Was the
Commando.
bounty hunter.
I
haven't
played.
done that yet. I'm a consular, Jedi consular.
I
right
played
now.
Sith.
That's
That's what I do. That's
Yeah.
what I do. Well, it just that's how I play
Right.
games. Whenever I
Yeah.
play a game, I'm a douche. The first time I play through it, I have
Well,
to.
another big thing though that they talked about at E3 too is that EA and BioWare actually, I think has a 10-year contract with Disney to do Star Wars games.
Good.
Oh, good.
So now
I did not hear
it's a
that.
very.
That's a good thing.
I think it's a 10-year. I know they have exclusive licensing contract to do the games
Yeah.
for Star Wars. Depending on how long it is, maybe we'll get to see a KOTOR 3. Maybe.
That
I would
be
love
excellent.
to.
I mean,
But they're
you know,
focusing a lot
the
on
thing
the
about
Old
that-
Republic.
If
and,
BioWare gets put in charge and not of another non-MMO Star Wars game, I think we'll only win in that situation.
Yeah.
even
So,
if it's not
I'm hoping.
KOTOR 3,
Even
Yeah.
if it's not
as
KOTOR
long as
3,
it's not MMO.
I-
Which, don't get me wrong, I actually enjoyed what I played of whatever they call it.
Old Republic.
SWOTR or something like that.
Swatter.
Whatever it's
Yeah,
called,
that-
like
that's what
it's
I was
weird.
gonna say,
It's
yeah.
just Star
Yeah.
Wars,
I just
the
call
Old
it Old
Republic.
Republic.
Yeah.
SWTOR, yeah.
SWTOR.
SWTOR. But I actually liked it.
Yeah.
And I don't like MMOs, so for me to say I liked an MMO is kind of like
Yeah.
insane praise.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed your game. But stop fucking with me, alright? Tired of this shit. Damn it. How are you gonna give me 2 great games and then fucking just drop the franchise?
I know, right?
You sons of bitches.
It was sad.
KOTOR 3! Even if it's not called KOTOR 3.
Or maybe the rest of KOTOR 2.
Yeah, or the rest of KOTOR 2. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
I could be cool with that.
Yeah. Stupid
That
old...
ending is just.
Yep, stupid old lady. Fuck that game. No, that game was great, but then it just like comes to like you said, screeching halt.
It's pretty much only improvements upon the
Yeah.
original,
Yeah.
except the story's not quite as good, and then it just comes to a grinding fucking
Just
halt.
stops. The whole
The
game.
story just stops.
What was the assassin droid's name? HK.
HK-47? Meatbag.
Yeah,
He was great.
Yep,
Both
he was,
games, he was phenomenal.
Yep. So, yeah, give us KOTOR 3.
We would love it. It would be great.
But hopefully the expansion's got story. Like it just keeps expanding upon the story because that's what people need in Star Wars.
Yeah.
The trailer itself hooked me when I seen it.
Oh, they're good at
The
trailers.
trailer itself hooked me because like it's
Yeah.
basically like 2 brothers. Yeah, and
Kinda.
you know, and they go in and like one of them, you know, looks like he's going to turn dark side. The other one looks like he's trying to stay light side. They're using lightsabers, you know, but they're apparently not part of the Jedi or the Sith because it
Yeah.
shows them killing Jedi and it shows them killing Sith, you know, and it just the trailer itself, without actually having any story line and dialogue, really told a good story.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't really have story, it was just like scenes.
Well, it just
Yeah.
it made me want to know more.
Yeah, you know.
That's really what it did.
But that's like BioWare's art.
Yeah, that's
No,
just
they
what
hook
do.
you so
That's true.
well. You know.
Their storytelling ability is just insane.
They do
Yeah.
have an incredible capacity for that.
Any other games we need to cover from E3?
I'm trying to think. I know we've probably left off more than a couple of them.
There was a few, but in the comments, if there's any games that you were interested in at E3 that you'd like to hear us talk about that we didn't mention, go ahead and leave a comment. And,
And we will, if we don't know about it, we will do our research and we will give you the best informed conversation / fight that we can give you.
Right.
Speaking of fights, the topic that I want to get to is one that I mentioned in our last podcast that I wanted to get to in the future. And I say fights because I've had fights with another friend of mine about this.
He's very obstinate.
Yeah,
on this
he's
subject.
very like close-minded when it comes to this. Races and genders in video games, as far as a playable character is concerned. How
I'm
do
all
you
for
feel?
it.
How do you feel? What are the pros? What are the cons? Because there are people out there, and my friend that I've fought about this with is one of them, and it's nobody in this room right now. Just flat out refuses to play a video game, and I've seen it, I've been there, even if it's a great game. Flat out just refuses to play it. He can't be a male. Like, if he has to be a female, he won't play it. He won't touch it. So if he has to be a female, he won't play it. If he has to be any other race but human, good luck getting him to play this game.
It's very unlikely.
And
he's almost always he has to be the soldier type.
yeah, he almost always has to be a warrior/soldier type. That's just what he goes with. I don't know if it's because he just can't play, as in get into the game as far as like a mindset is concerned, if he's another one of those things, but he just can't do it. And it surprised me how many people agreed with him because we went online, because he's part of a big like game. Here he was part of a big game community, and it surprised me how many people said that they couldn't do it either. Because I got no problems with it. I got no problems playing as a woman, as a different race, different species. No problem. I can get into that mindset. I can get into the game. So, and I'm pretty sure that we're all going to be in agreement here. But just in case we're not, well, what are your thoughts on that?
With me, like, I love it because it, the more customization you have when creating your character, your character. Right. It's not just script jackass running through the fucking world,
True.
And it's even better when the game company that does it takes the time to add in extra little things for being that race or that gender.
Well, such as our Mass Effect thing that we were
Mass
talking
Effect,
about. As a woman, you're fucking, like, you're almost condescended against when you're a woman in that game.
There are times
especially the first game.
Happens. Yeah.
Dragon Age is another one.
Yeah.
If you're an elf...
If you're an elf in Dragon Age,
you are
like
shit.
Yeah.
You are either...
You are dirt.
You're either a Native American, if you're an elf,
yeah.
or you are a
slave race.
Yeah.
And if you're a dwarf, you're basically either nobility. Yeah, thank you.
Nobility or poverty.
Yeah, or poverty.
You're either rich or you're fucking poor.
And if you live on the surface, you're not even considered a dwarf.
Yeah.
Almost all the time, you're an exile.
Yeah. But it's those little things they add. Skyrim's kind of the same way. If you're
here's the thing about Skyrim though.
Yeah.
This is something that I was surprised that the Elder Scrolls didn't pull off. Like, Khajiits are not allowed in the fucking city for the most part. If you're a Khajiit, they're like, fucking come right in, man. Yeah. Before they even know you're the Dragonborn. Yeah. It's like, come right the fuck in the city. They're like, who are you? You saying there's a dragon? Oh, well, you certainly can't be a liar, even though we call your entire race thieves and liars.
Yeah,
go right ahead to the castle, man.
No
just walk right the
whatsoever.
fuck in. Hopefully you don't steal the candles. That's all we're saying. Oh, you got a bag full of candles? Nah, those are yours. Go right ahead. Go in. Like, they're I don't know why they got almost everything else as far as, like, how races are treated in that game perfectly, except for your character.
Yeah.
You can be whoever the fuck you want to as a character. I could have just killed, like, on the way just to Whiterun, I could have run into 3 small towns and killed everybody in those towns. All I gotta do is walk up to that, hey, you're that fucker who killed those 3 towns. There's a dragon. Oh, walk right the fuck in. Come on in, sir. We got a table right here.
Now, but I can remember in Morrowind, though, like, if you're a Khajiit or an Aragonian,
oh, yeah.
They actually treat you like shit.
Yeah, they do.
That's what I'm saying. Skyrim
okay.
specifically.
Yeah. Morrowind and Oblivion did a better job of it.
Yeah. Like in Oblivion, pretty much if you were anything but an Imperial.
Yeah.
Imperials were like, I ain't got time for you, bitch. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
The Imperial guards in that game, especially in the capital city, were assholes.
Yeah.
They were fuck faces in that game.
Yeah.
Just trying to go to the bookstore. I don't need you to ask me where I'm going. You
Yeah.
want to buy a fucking book.
But yeah, to me, like, having that option...
Ruins of Chem LZ4.
Having that option, and even if you have to play as a female character like in Mirror's Edge or Tomb Raider or what was that other one? Remember Me?
Yes.
Yeah. Which was phenomenal.
Which was great. I loved it.
Extremely underrated game.
Playing as a female character doesn't bother me. And even if I had to, and in like other games, if you have to play as like a female mage or a female rogue, like in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, like you're going to be able to.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me. I actually like it, because it changes up the base story. Like if you're always having to play as a male warrior, the storyline gets
I
old.
would think.
Because even if the story is tweaked differently, it's still, okay, you're a badass warrior, go kill this.
Right.
Yeah.
There's your big bad enemy, go kill it. That's your goal.
Yeah.
You know? And even though story elements might be tweaked a little bit differently in each story, and the story might be told differently, it's still basically the same story.
Yeah.
What about you, Juicebox? How do you feel about that?
I really don't mind playing as women either. I really liked, for example, like Assassin's Creed Liberation, where you play as
Oh, hell
Aveline.
yeah. Aveline was an
Because
amazing protagonist.
Not only is she a woman, but she's mixed.
Yeah.
She's French and black.
Yeah, and actually it shows it really
Yeah,
heavily throughout the game.
because you see so many different reactions to her based on what disguise she is wearing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If she's wearing the woman disguise, where she's like
With
a
the
noble-
lady. Yeah,
lady.
she's got the really nice disguise. They
You
all
know, she
respond
can
favorably.
basically get whatever information she wants out of anyone just by talking to them.
Yeah.
And then if she puts on the slave outfit,
Yeah. puts
everybody
on some
pretty much
rags
treats her
and
like
stuff.
shit, that she can sneak around a little
Yeah.
bit.
Right. What about you, big man?
I know a lot of people that plays females specifically
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the MMO world. Just
Okay.
because they like, hey, if I'm going to be playing this game 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, I want to be looking at a female ass running around killing some shit. Okay?
When I played Kingdom of Amalur, I did the same shit. So,
I know a lot of people are like that. And
Let's
they-
just say that when I played X-Men Mutant Apocalypse as a kid, I was Psylocke a lot.
Yeah.
those assets.
And yes, I did the down A trip, and I pressed pause. I was that guy.
Yeah.
Everyone,
You do what you can when you're
Matter
a
of fact,
kid,
funny
damn it.
story. I remember I was sitting there with my stepdad. And sometimes he'd like to play because he's also a Marvel fan. So he would play like the X-Men games, the Spider-Man games, and all that stuff I had at Super Nintendo. I remember I thought I was gonna be cool one time, like guy to guy, show him that. I was like, Dad, check this out. It's like, if you do this down A sweep and you press start at just the right time, you can see her butt. I did it. You know what that bastard did? He was like, Mary, your son's being nasty. I was like, son of a bitch! I was so mad. I was like, fuck you. You
That's
just
time
want
I show you how to damn
I was like, you just want the game in your room so that you can do it. My mom's gone. You son of a bitch. But anyway, point being, I understand.
Yeah. And also, they like to play it off like they're a girl to get free gold.
Hey man, in MMOs,
It works.
in
Straight up
MMOs, you gotta do what
sexism.
you gotta do, man.
It works.
Gold's
Marvel
hard to come
system
by
in
in
your
those
favor,
fucking
I
games.
guess.
What about you,
Damn.
Westicles? Even though I already know the answer.
Yeah, I'm very favorable in every way. I love it when there's actual difference in how you're treated and how the story plays out.
See,
Because you're either a different gender or a race. Like Mass Effect, I've got like 5 different characters. Only 2 of them are males
right.
because it just feels like a different experience. And honestly, Jennifer Hale is just a better voice actress
Right.
than the guy who did Male Shepherd. That's really all there is to it. But it's awesome because you can play them different ways, and you're getting a different dialogue, different tone, all this other stuff. All 5 playthroughs feel like I have completely different individual characters.
Yeah.
See, so we're all in agreement here, like that it's okay. Like we're
Yeah.
all cool with it, and
love
we
it.
even prefer it.
I
That there
do
be.
prefer it.
So why do you think they just can't handle it?
I don't know.
Like it's not as much of an issue as it was, say, 5 years ago.
Maybe they
But
just
I
can't
just
get into
don't
the.
understand why you'd have that big of a problem.
Yeah.
And I guess in a way, it's kind of rooted in the same kind of reasonings behind why they keep saying, and not that it's kind of a moot point now, but for years and years they've said a Wonder Woman movie won't sell tickets, stuff like that. I feel like it's because they feel that the general populace, which apparently there are some, won't get into a female protagonist.
Motherfuckers, go and look at an MMO and see how many guys are playing as chicks.
Exactly. I feel
And
like
they tell me
should
a
have
Wonder Woman
figured
movie
that
will not
shit
sell
out.
tickets.
Say a Wonder Woman movie's going to sell tickets.
And it's
Right.
going
But it
to.
was an argument.
They'll see that.
It was an argument for a long time.
But it's people that are stuck in that white male soldier archetype that kind of prove their point.
I just don't get it. You know?
And I don't get it
I just
either.
can't wrap my head around the fact that you wouldn't.
I don't understand
like-
not being able to get immersion
It's got to be
at all
something.
just because.
It's
Well,
good-
the thing about me is just the refusal
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
even
play
try
a
it.
game because you can't be that stereotypical white male protagonist. Really? You won't
It's
even pick the
stupid.
game up? That's insane. That's in-fucking-sane.
Yeah. I just no words really.
Yeah. Like, the guy I'm talking about, my friend, he straight up gave me, he just bought Mirror's Edge. He put it in, literally said, I didn't know you had to be a woman. Took the game out of his 360, put it back in the case, and handed it to me. So there you go. I was like, what? And he was just like, have it. I don't want to play it. And I was like, that's insane.
That's
Can't believe you just went out and bought $60 on a game. First of all, you didn't research this shit to know you had to be a woman. Second of all, it's a woman on the fucking
Yeah,
cover.
there's a woman
Like-
on the damn cover.
Like, third of all, like, why?
Stupid.
Like, you won't even
It's an amazing
fucking,
game.
won't even get.
It
Yeah, it's a
is.
phenomenal game. I can't
I'm
believe.
so excited it's coming out
Yeah.
with the second one.
We got a
Yeah.
sequel coming.
Yeah.
Is it a sequel or a prequel?
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel,
technically.
but just we're getting another Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, which
Yeah, it's
surprised the
very
hell out of
exciting.
me.
It's always weird for me when they do prequels, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how come the mechanics are better in this game? Like,
yeah.
I couldn't
I
do
prefer-
this. Like, did you break
Yeah.
your leg in the future, and that's why I can't do this? Like,
Like, just from a story standpoint, and this goes for movies for me as well, I prefer sequels to prequels. Just
Yeah.
because with prequels, you know where it's going to wind up. You
Yeah,
know what the end game
The
is.
suspense of like
90%
somebody
of the
possibly
time, yeah.
dying is gone.
I mean, don't get
because
me
you know
wrong.
they're in the next one.
Don't get me wrong. I love, filling in the gaps of the story and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But I'd rather have a sequel than a prequel.
Treading
to
new
anything.
ground.
Yeah, it's to me because like I can watch a prequel movie all the way through, but then when I start getting towards the end, it's like, well, I know where this is going to end. I know where it's headed. Yeah. And it's kind of the same way with games. A lot of games that come out that are prequels, I'm like, do I really want to spend full price on this game when I know where it's going to end up? Or do I just want to wait for the price drop?
Yeah.
You know.
But every so often, there are the prequels
Oh, yeah.
that are just true exceptions.
Mhm.
I don't know about everybody else, and this is somewhat relevant considering Arkham Knight just came out. But I'll be honest, I'm almost done with Arkham Knight, but I think my favorite in the series is probably still Arkham Origins.
Mhm.
I gotta say, it was executed beautifully.
Yeah.
In another game where it was a little guilty of, well, it's a prequel, but why is your shit so good?
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
But I mean, that was just one of those things. But no, I love Arkham Origins. It's a prequel done right. It covers the stuff you didn't know really well. It covers some of the emotional stuff, and it just kicked ass. Not all prequels do that,
Yeah, that's true.
so it's a problem. But
okay, hold on.
lately we have been getting quite a bit.
What's up?
I gotta run and get Taylor real quick. Apparently.